Okay, so you had a dream in which you actually had an experience with your guides. Well, then, and then right after that, then you had another dream. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, the first one was I was running away from the guy, and it wasn't me, but it was a place like 16th century, and there were stairs, and everything was wooden and dark. And the staircase were going out, and of course my guide was wearing white jacket, white pants. There was this girl running up the stairs who didn't look like me right now, but this person was running up, and this girl was yelling, no, 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 and the guy was running up the stairs behind her, and I understood that it was me just running away from my guides, I guess. So I said, I don't want to run away from my guides, and I was asking for guidance. And the next night I had a dream.
So let's talk about that one for just a minute, okay?
Okay.
First of all, it takes a little bit. It takes a number of years of experience to understand. There are different sorts of dreams. We want to come back and first remind you that you have not yet sufficiently studied the dream theming.
Okay.
And every dream you want to you really, if you want to learn the language by which the guides speak to you, then you want to learn how to theme your dreams, okay?
Okay, I have this book, How to Interpret Your Dreams.
We have discussed with you, some literature and dream theming. We've also said that that the concept of theming a dream and the practice of it actually changes one. It's a state of consciousness where one is in collaboration with deeper elements of themselves rather than pretending to be confused or don't understand the language. With that said, what we want to also say, and please listen carefully, is the vast majority of dreams are messages from your own unconscious. There is the rare or occasional direct experience dream when you had the meeting with your friends, your guides. That was the mind interpreting a much longer conversation that went on between you and your guides. Do you understand?
I do, so that means that I don't remember the actual conversation before that, because I remember just a part of the dream. Is that what I should be understanding?
Correct. Now, again, we want to come back and repeat the vast majority of dreams, you theme them, okay? But there's rare dreams where there's symbology from an actual event that actually occurs. And that, don't be discouraged that you don't remember all of the conversation, for slowly throughout your life you'll be able to retain more and more of the vibration of peace that they live in. And that there's still a lot of a lack of a training with your conscious mind, still a lot of unconscious agitation, fears, and worries, and again, it's but the main message you retained, and then the mind interpreted what they appeared like, or what the fact they were wearing clothes. That was made up by your own unconscious. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't really walk around in suits and things. And so don't be disappointed. In fact, feel good. You can set your disappointment as urging the self to continue deepening your studies and the application. Because if you just deepen the studies and you don't apply, that's not really deepening the studies. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, there's another there's another rare form of a dream, and that is where the spirit puts into the unconscious past life events, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a good number of years of practice to understand that these different dreams have very different feelings, and most people try to invent that dreams will be past lives or whatever, but there's certain protocol. So if you're dreaming that you're an actual person in a dream time that appears to be similar to a time in history,
Yeah.
then you might want to consider that was a past life event, okay?
Okay.
So, and again, if you would like, we'll tell you what was occurring in that past life situation, okay?
Okay.
You actually were not fleeing from your guide, okay?
Okay.
That you were running from something that had happened that this person in that life was telling you about, okay?
Okay.
And what this was is it was an attempt to jog certain deeper memories.
Okay.
Generally, these dreams of real world events, in the spirit life or past life memories, the dreams themselves are like encoded messages that contain big packages of information. Okay. Yeah, and it's like the dream is almost like it's just like the introduction or the chapter headings or the title of the book. Do you understand?
I do.
Yeah. So we appreciate your shock of actually seeing some of your guides, and then the next dream had to do with you felt like you were running from a guide, and that was not really what was occurring. Well, you need to remember that you've been embracing the practices, you've been turning away from thinking your mind is speaking to you or that's your guides, and you've been very courageously coming to understand how they communicate. Now you've seen some of them, and there's nothing in your personal life that would indicate you're running from your own guidance, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, and again, we want to insist that you begin to comprehend that the guides, your friends on the other side that have agreed to help guide you, they are not what's important.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you well. They don't want.
The guides, your friends on the other side that have agreed to help you find your own guidance. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's one of the rules of being a guide is you do not guide anyone. You help the person to find their own guidance, okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And it's the way that the system is insists on being built, and the way it functions. So, again, it's not important that you speak to, or make friends with these people. It's allowing your own trust in your own guidance to get built. Okay? Yeah. Now, the shocking thing that had occurred in that life was you had been accused of practicing witchcraft. and this man was a woman in that life. We don't want to confuse you. And she was advising you to stand up and face your accusers. And you were so shocked and so horrified you were running away. So it was like this person was chasing you, saying, it's not that bad, you can face it, okay? And you were running away from them, saying, no, you don't understand, okay? And that was the feeling that bled through. Now, see again, you are standing in one place, you are learning, you are not fleeing from anything. Okay? And this event that occurred in another life was a very important point in the development of yourself, particularly as a healer that eventually in some lives became a teacher, is that you decided in that life to stop running and to turn around and to face your accusers, okay?
Okay.
And in that particular life there was a happy ending, okay?
Okay.
And in other lifetimes there was not a happy ending, but you were not afraid to speak your truth, okay?
Okay.
So the first dream after having an encounter where you remembered meeting your friends on the other side, that they decided, with the consent of your spirit viewing your mind, your unconscious, that it was time for you to be reminded of a very important time in the development of your soul, when you decided that you would stand up for truth no matter what or how vicious or cruel the objectors to truth were. Do you understand? Yeah, because this is actually what you're learning to do now in this life, is to very clearly make your stand on what you know, and to practice it, and not let anyone distract you. And so this is a soul talent that you developed in that other time, in that life. And so it was a reminder that you're at a turning point in your own life where you're learning to stand on what you're experiencing with your insights. And yeah, you can argue or debate or receive clarity from us or from your friends or from Dale, but you always have to be the one that makes the final decision, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a deep, heartfelt moment, and so you should, we think you should pause and be grateful that so quickly, so early in this life, where this is a difficult time, that you've made a decision that you are going to make the decisions of your life. And, and you're not fleeing from or running from anyone. You're standing your own ground, correct?
I think I am.
We think you are too, and that soul
Character is very strong in you. It'll get very, very much more clear as you continue to clear up your thinking and your practices and your unconscious. But it's like, so that's what those events were about. Now we know sort of a young, trained dreamer like you are now, it would have been very difficult for you to understand what this event was. But in 2 to 3 years, you won't need us to help you understand these deeper events that occur while you feel like you're sleeping, okay? So don't be discouraged. After you have 2 to 3 years of practicing theming, then if you wake up, when you wake up in the morning, you'll know this is not a regular dream.
Okay.
This is not a dream for me to theme, although there may be messages in it, but it's a dream that was an actual experience. Did this experience happen in the other world, or did it happen in my past lives, or was it a true encounter with some spiritual being? And this will all make sense the more you practice theming your dreams, okay?
Okay. All right.